We've had a few people in our community start experiencing what is known as Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So it's a level of samadhi. It's this fancy name for basically awareness without objects. Now, if we say that life is like a movie, Nirvikalpa Samadhi is essentially when the movie is turned off. So there's no movie. So what are you experiencing when there's no movie? Well, you're experiencing just the screen. Essentially, there's just a black screen. Now, it's black because there's no movie, but really the screen is transparent. This is essentially eyes closed meditation. You're not seeing any images in the mind, no visions, because the eyes are closed. You're not seeing any movie or the world. So essentially, all the objects disappear. The body disappears, the mind disappears, and the world disappears. Now, what is it that remains? Well, it's you. Awareness. The awareness remains. So this is what is known as Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Awareness without objects. This is easy to know yourself as awareness, to be conscious of awareness without objects. It's the only thing that's remaining is the awareness. So that's why I'm saying it's easier. What's more difficult is when those objects, when the movie starts back up, you open up your eyes, there's the world, here's the body, the mind's back on, and everything comes back online. The movie starts. Now it's a whole different story, because now there's a lot more distraction. So it's obvious that there's just the screen when there's no movie being played. But now when the movie starts up, there's a whole lot of distraction going on. Now, are you immersed in the movie so much that you forget that there's the screen? Now, this stage, being aware of the screen while the movie is playing, is what is known as Sahaja Samadhi, which is awareness with objects. That you're conscious of awareness, you're aware of awareness with the mind, body, and world appearing. So there's an appearance of the mind, there's an appearance of the body, there's an appearance of the world. But you are aware of awareness. The movie is playing, but you're still aware of the screen. You don't get lost in the movie. So like I said, it's easier with the Nirvikalpa Samadhi to be aware of awareness when there's nothing else to distract you. Then it's harder when the distractions come back. Eyes open meditation, and now there's all these distractions. This is the real test. Because now you could say, well, in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, you're aware of awareness. So yes, I'm awareness, of course. There's nothing else here. Of course I'm aware. There's only awareness. But like I said, is the real test is now living as that awareness when the body, mind, and world appear to be re-added. This is now then living as your true nature in the world, you could say. Or does everything go out the window and you forget that you're aware and you get back into being identified as the character and the role that you're playing and being the person and identified with thoughts and feelings? Or can you maintain being aware of being aware in the presence of thoughts, feelings? So it's a big step, you could say. There's a lot of frustration for many seekers because it may feel easy to what feels like touching the truth in an eyes closed meditation, but they feel like they can't, they lose that connection to themselves, or they lose that connection to the divine, whatever you want to say. Feels like I have the connection in my eyes closed meditation, but as soon as you add the world and the body and the mind back into the mix, there's no connection. So it feels like it's veiled. But it's not really veiled. Because just like the movie with the screen's not veiled by the movie. The movie's not blocking the screen. You reach out to touch the movie, you're touching the screen. It's right there. All you're ever experiencing is the screen. It's just that it's not moving, it's still, it's silent, it's transparent, and that all the other things are flashier. They're more distracting. So the attention naturally is going towards that. Making it appear like it's veiled, but it's not. You're always experiencing your true nature, even right now. You're experiencing your true nature. You're just not consciously experiencing your true nature. Where there's the experience, there's the awareness that is present right here, right now. But how conscious of it are you? Instead, you're conscious of objects. You're conscious of the objective experience instead of conscious of the non-objective experience, which is being conscious of the subjective experience, being conscious of the subject, which is you. So what tends to happen is you just start having more experiences of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. That's with the eyes closed. And you get familiar with this awareness that you are without the body, without the mind, without the world. And you get so familiar with it that then when everything gets re-added, you could say, mind, body, world appear afterwards, what you'll notice is that you can still maintain that connection. And you can maintain that connection while then starting to do activities. You're washing the dishes, you're cutting the grass, you're taking the kids to school, driving the car, and you're still connected to yourself. You're still aware of yourself as awareness while driving the car. There's driving in the car, there's driving the car, and there's the awareness. that is ever present. You're aware of it while driving the car is happening. Washing the dishes is happening, but there's an awareness of awareness. Cutting the grass is happening, but there's an awareness of awareness. So you find that with the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, those experiences continue to happen. And then it seems like as you shift back into the daily life, because you can't just sit and meditate with your eyes closed 24/7. And that's not the point. It's not to try and escape the world and meditate. It's about living in the world as your true nature. Because the experience of yourself in the eyes closed meditation, there's happiness, there's love, there's peace, there's freedom. But then it feels like that then gets covered or blocked as soon as you open up your eyes and, oh, there's the body, there's the mind, there's the world. And where's that happiness? Where's that peace? Where's that love? Where's that freedom that I was experiencing in the meditation? I can't wait to get back to the meditation. Whereas what I'm saying is what starts happening is you start washing your car and you start noticing, oh, there's the happiness. It's here. There's love for what's happening. There's peace in the midst of kids screaming. There's freedom. And I'm not on vacation. And that's because there's an awareness of awareness. That you're aware of yourself in the midst of activity. So then you start noticing that the experiences are no longer veiling your true nature. You actually start experiencing this shift that your true nature starts actually outshining the experiences. The awareness of awareness feels like it's stronger than the experiences. Before, it always felt like the experiences were stronger than the awareness. Where'd it go? It moved in the background somewhere. It's so far away from me now. What's here is my crazy family, and the kids are going nuts here before school. Or whatever's going on in your life. But it might feel like it's, where's that awareness? How can I bring it back? What starts happening is it moves from the background to the foreground. It feels it's right here with you. Whereas before, it felt like it was back there. And before that, you didn't even know it was in the background. So this transition is very natural, and it just, ironically, it takes time. It takes time to live as the timeless. Consciously, let's say. So if you are experiencing the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the eyes closed meditation, everything disappears, everything vanishes except for you, there's just simply the awareness that remains present, you're getting some good insight. Because as far as you know, that's what you would call death. Everything, you've let go of everything. This is true meditation. You've let go of the body, you've let go of the mind, you've let go of the world. You've let go of everything. Because in the experience of the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, you're not experiencing a family, you're not experiencing your story, you're not experiencing a past, you're not experiencing a future. None of that. It's gone. It's the ultimate let go. You've let go of everything. You've let go of everything. And when you let go of everything, you realize that I still exist. Therefore, you're not dependent on the body. You're not dependent on the mind. You're not dependent on the world. You see that all of those things have come to an end, but you have not come to an end. So this is some good insight into your experience. And it's all about being familiar with yourself as awareness. You're more familiar with yourself as the personality. You're more familiar with the personality than yourself. So the Nirvikalpa Samadhi seems to increase. It might feel like you slip into it easier, that it just starts happening by itself more. You might feel more called to sit in silence and close your eyes, or lay down on the ground and close your eyes. And it may feel like that. It may even feel like you start kind of saying, now that you talk about it, I think I actually might be experiencing this. I always thought that I was just falling asleep. It feels a lot like falling asleep because you're letting go the same way you let go when you're falling asleep. You let go, and there's what you would say is there's no experience, but there is an experience. There's an experience of no thing. And it's you. The no thing is you. So perhaps you're not falling asleep. And this is already happening, where it may feel like you just black out for a little bit, or you blank out. And it may feel like you get jolted back, and you wake up. You go, oh man, I must have fell asleep or something. There was kind of like this gap where unaccounted time. What happened there? Shoot, I was meditating and then I fell asleep. Or I was so relaxed and then I just fell asleep. Because as you slip into it, it might feel like you're fighting it. The same way as like you're, perhaps if you've been in the car with someone else driving and you're just nodding, about to fall asleep. You feel like you're kind of catching yourself. Might feel like you're doing that. And that's just the resistance to letting go. But then when you finally let yourself go, then that's when you fall asleep. You're so relaxed. You let yourself go. You might be feeling something like that approaching this deeper level of samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, is this kind of fighting it. But when you finally let go, you realize that you've let go of everything. Nothing else exists other than you, but not you as a person, not you as, your name and form and with a story, not you with any memory, not you with any future. So you start getting more familiar with your true nature. And that's really this is kind of like the little bit of a practice ground, you could say. You get really familiar with it. And then when the body and the mind and the world reappear, you're so familiar with yourself that you're not losing yourself. It's like the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, when you let everything go, you let go of all the baggage, you drop it, you enjoy your meditation, eyes back open, and then you go and pick up all your baggage. You pick up the personality again, you pick up the story, you pick up your past, you pick up your future, you pick up your role, you pick up your identity. And it's like you put that whole costume back on and you go, all right. But the thing is, you continue to believe that that's what you are. Whereas in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, you get so familiar with yourself as awareness that then it's so obvious that after the meditation, you're not so quick to pick up all of that stuff. Of course, the role is still there. So yeah, you put back on the costume, you or wearing the role, but you're knowing that it's not you because you're so familiar with what you actually are. So it really helps you disidentify from what you're not. You see it easily that this disguise, you put it down before the meditation. To slip into the meditations because you let go of everything. You put everything down because all of that is not there. And if you can put it down like that, then how can it be you? If you can put it down like that, slip into this meditation, enjoy happiness, love, peace, freedom, no suffering, then it's obviously not you. It's obviously not you. But when you're just starting to experience this Nirvikalpa Samadhi, you tend to pick up all of that stuff, put it back on, and believe that you're it. That's just what feels more familiar at the time because you haven't become familiar with yourself as awareness. So the more you experience the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the more you're experiencing yourself without objects, the more you're getting familiar with your true nature. And it's like you get more and more familiar with it so that when those things start getting added back into the mix, the mind-body world, you're so familiar with yourself that you don't lose yourself. You're not quick to go and get identified with things. You're not so quick to start creating a story and start basing what you are based off of your memory. And this allows you to stand as what you are, as awareness in the world, that you're, of course, playing the role of this character and the identity, but you're knowing what you actually are. You're knowing your true nature, which actually changes the whole experience because then it's seen for what it is. It's a game. It's a play. You're playing. And knowing this, there's a freedom to play. There's a freedom to play. And there's a feeling that you play better. You play the game better. You play the game better. Ironically, when you are knowingly, you're acting, that it's a role. It's not what you are. It's like you play that role even better than when you're identified, thinking that you are that role. So just thought I'd point out some of those transitions, and perhaps if you're going through it and you're starting to experience some of that, then, well, now you know what I'm talking about with this. And like I said, it's just this natural shift, you can say. It's this natural thinning out of thoughts and feelings, which then doesn't feel like it's obscuring your true nature. And when you see it for what it is, it was never really obscuring your true nature. Just the same way as the screen is never obscured by the movie. All there is the screen. Right? So hopefully this helps. And I'll see you in the next one.